button, 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 button. Right, go on, go away. There we go. Hello, Steel. How are you? I had a beta key for Dune Awakening over the weekend and had a good play of it. Audio-wise, I'm hoping I'm coming through not too bad. I changed my setup a little. My mic is now literally over there, literally within a foot of my mouth instead of 3 feet that way, on a shelf, which is randomly obscured the audio. So I might be a bit louder or clearer, one of the two, than I was before. So my audio is going to be a bit skewed for a little bit because I need to move the mic from there over there slightly, but that's not a fun move. But yeah, June enjoyed playing the beta, to be honest. It was nice. I will admit, I didn't choose my first deep sand crossing wisely and got chomped by a worm. But it's more, I think it's also part of the game is to learn what the worm signs are, even the subtle ones, to go, is it really close or is it fucked off? So yeah, that was good. But yeah, made it into the second area. I didn't push the story too far because I don't want to not so much ruin it. I just didn't want to push too hard. I didn't need to. Water was manageable. Getting heat strokes easy to avoid, but you still need to function during the day, so it was good. That was a good jump about, to be honest. The unexpected PvP area was annoying. I needed the item that was in that zone, in that wreck, but it's not marked on the map, but it's like it was a PvP zone. I'm like, oh, that would have been nice before I crossed a worm jumping zone. So I ended up going back to the starter area to get the items I was looking for because that one wasn't flagged as a PvP zone. It was plastic fibers, something like that. But yeah, the survival cycle's not too worrisome unless you're wearing heavy armor and running about. I ended up wearing heavy armor because I get pumped in one of the testing stations because I got a bit stun locked between 2 melee fighters, 2 heavy gunners, and 2 normal gunners. And the constant cycle of attack, I lasted about 5 minutes against it, I'll admit, but I couldn't get a good enough attack on the swordsmen to get rid of them to focus on the gunners. And the heavy gunners in that area, if they're not shooting, they're heavily shielded. So I had to force them to cycle up to shoot in order for their shields to drop, and that was the problem for them. The 2 other gunners were actually too far out of their purview to deal with overall, so it was just like, I was running around trying to mitigate, but I ended up dying in that testing station. The only good thing about the death to a human is, well, where I died there, because I died in a normal camp on the surface in one of the mountains, and I dropped my bag when I died there, but in the testing station, because I died, I didn't drop anything. I think it was cause, I don't know if it was cause the way the game designed or not. It may have been a fluke, because I was like, oh, I need to go back and get my stuff, and I was like, but I need the ammo. I need to go back to my base to make, because I didn't have anything with me, because I thought I'd lost everything. But I was part of the way back to my base, and I checked my inventory, and I was like, I have absolutely everything I picked up. Went, you know what, I'll go back to my base, I'll rearm, I'll sort out my inventory and get armor, because I had a basic stealth suit, and it's like I need to actually up my armor. That's probably my problem. And during the run in this test station, I found a shield unit. I couldn't make them yet, so because I found that, I'm like, I'm better off because I now have a shield unit. The whole run, it's a part of the run, and I had to repair it as well, so it was more function, better, more health just in case it went floppy. But yeah, Dune Awakening, I'm definitely going to buy it. Whether or not I'm going to buy at least the edition that gives me 5 days extra and some of the bonuses from it, I don't know yet. I might do. To be honest, I know some folk gripe on Funcom because of their handling of Conan and some of their practices, but they paid a good service to Conan. The games went from strength to strength in my eyes. It has. June Awakening is going to come out solid. It's only the late game content I'm going to be a bit more dubious about, because if it turns into a pure PvP fest and basically Roman gangs of people fucking hunting people, I might not enjoy it by that point. But for the PvE aspect, it seemed good so far. Didn't try PvP because the only area was I walked into it and I had just been fighting with NPCs. I had just at the edge of the zone, walked into the zone, and a player literally houndstormed me as soon as I stepped in the zone. I'm like, I ran out of the zone. I'm glad it doesn't lock you into the zone for any length of time, even if you're engaged in combat. But that way, because I didn't attempt to fire, I did shoot at the guy, but I was like, do you know what? This is a PvP zone. No, I was already transitioning out. I'm like, fuck. But yeah, like the sandbike, it's good, and it's nice that you get that nice and early. To move the mission to abandon your old base in the very first area and move into the next area was a bit annoying because I was like, I left all my stuff over there. I came here to find out what was going on, and then you tell me to abandon it. I'm going to go collect my shit. Problem is, because of dying once the worm, I'm a bit paranoid about dying again to it, so I couldn't fit it. I didn't want to set my bike up for storage, so I went for booster with it. And boost it, because it would give me that extra speed. Go right, the worm's sticking its head up. I need to fucking floor it, and I don't care if this thing screams at me. I'm redlining the thing. That's the one moment. It's like I am going to redline this and hope for the best that I survive. So yeah, overall, the beta was good. I don't think I had any glitches. I didn't have any real glitches. Didn't see any glitches. Randomly seeing the MC spawn in, it's fine because the way these places are hidden. That most of the time you're not still hanging about there when they respawn. So because the loot cycle's not too bad. The need for lots of water after the copper was quite surprising, but also was like, well, yeah, you would need someone to help process it. But by the time I finished playing it on Monday night when the beta closed, yeah, I was not hurting for water at all. I was like, I have too much blood, too much water. Because it wasn't to be honest, it wasn't anything to really mass produce. Even if I went out hunting for iron and coming back with it, I wasn't going to hurt down my water supply much. I didn't have anything to really build, so there was no point going out and getting a fuck ton of iron to process unless I could get the carbon to make steel for the next layer of next build level, basically. So it was good overall. I think Zale probably will get it. I think it's out at the very beginning of June. Thing is, I know some folk are interested in playing, because I obviously showed it off to some guys in one of the other Discords I'm in, and they're like, they like the looks of it, and it looks like there's a few interested. Because if I do the 5 days early, it means I'm in the server early. They might not be able to get onto my server, potentially. So even if I buy an edition that has 5 days extra, I might not jump in until we're all jumping in type thing. So we can all try and get the same server. I know you can try and get onto servers with friends on it, so I don't know how good that is as a rule. There could be a bit of a fiasco like New World where I'm like, what's everybody on? It's a huge queue mess. So I don't know if it's going to be that madness again. I wouldn't be taking time off to play it because I work from home, so I could do certain stuff during my work shift, but I'm on the phones again, so it means I do have, well, it's not so much I have to work, it's more my work's for the day, because I have to wait for the phone to ring and then answer it, so I can't be in a position where I have to go, oh fuck, I need to save, I need to get the save slot, I need to get it, son, that kind of shit. So but it means I can put it up like during breaks and lunch and jump in and go right, I can go do that, a quick resource run, I'll go do an iron run, do a quick micro sandwich run, plant fiber was also running out because you need that for the next level health kit, which I was eating like candy. I'm glad there's no health cooldown in that game, although the way you heal is interesting because you've got the instant health and then you'll charge up the rest of the health. But yeah, it was good. How is Mr. Steeler if you're still listening? I think he's wandered off. But yeah, Dune Awakening, I will be getting it. I will absorb my time for a while till I'll get to a point where I'm like, okay, what I'm doing, yada yada yada, but we'll see. The only gripe I could be is it would be nice to have a map mark saying this is, well, after at least the first visit saying this is a PvP zone, be aware. I think there's meant to be random PvP zones as well, like if the ship crashes. I didn't investigate them because obviously ship hits the desert where the worm likes to travel. I don't think you basically need to go in, hit the thing hard and get out before it comes along. And that won't be long. Near would. The only thing I didn't reset back up because I was doing trying to get my Firefox in this computer to do the same as one the other one because that shows as a new feature, and I'm like, but that feature doesn't show up in this browser. It doesn't show up in this Firefox. It shows up in that Firefox. I want that feature because I've got things that I wouldn't mind be on in that. A sidebar, I think it was called. Is it because I'm customizing? Aha. Ah. Is that the same symbol? Yeah? Oh, that's a different symbol. Why are you a different symbol? Open up the same thing. That's that. That is not the same. Bad Firefox. Don't have a feature in one browser, not in another. That's the wrong sidebar. I don't like. I've tried that one before. The new one looks like it's going to be good, so. Yeah, I need to reset this back up because it turned it off. Share this screen so I've got OBS over there, so I can see OBS at least over there. Yes. Minute. Right, change over anyway. The focus should already be locked in. I think that was it beforehand. Camera over there, but that's because I haven't done this. Here. Technology. Now, I'm not facing my mic anymore, it's my left. And levels. Bit slightly. That should be better. I don't know about the pickup should be okay-ish there. It goes up. I have a PC sitting beside me because the Proxmox server I set up died overnight. I was trying out Pi-hole and I had just started feeding it traffic from my whole network, and that was like at midnight, so there wasn't a lot of traffic. I was already in bed. And the PC it was running on, it's older hardware anyway, so it shut the bed. Dio, do you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Well, I'm going to say again. No? Now, is that a truthful answer as soon as you highlighted it? Be truthful, Steel. Yeah. You lie. You lie. You can't hear me. I was trying to play about with noise gates earlier on. That could also be a problem. Right. So you tell me that I may have been talking for basically 20 minutes and nobody could hear me. It was more about 15, but hey. Like, can you hear me now? I did see that. I did see your. It basically said. The reporter said, first slot of memory work, after that it went nope. Well, I said that and you said 20 minutes, which means you can hear it quickly. So I was talking about. I managed to get a beta key for Dune Awakening. So I did. And I played it from Saturday when I got the key to Monday night when they get kicked off. And overall, and that's what I was talking about for literally 15 minutes. Deal. So the fact I was playing about noise gates and I don't know how I've set it in the. I thought the bars would stop moving when the gate was disabled, or like it was stopping the sound, but no, it's just it would still pick up the noise. I'll need to do that. You're on phone. I'm not on phone. Oh no, I'm on your phone. Okay. So yeah, Dune Awakening is quite good. I did get chomped by the worm the first time, but I did pick my crossing spot very, very poorly. So I did. So I basically ran into its. So that was my own fault. I did lose a couple. You can't stop either. Yeah. But yeah, I found a better crossing point and didn't have to worry about it. I crossed it multiple times without any issue after that. It was just a case of being mindful where the fuck the worm is before crossing. Um, well, the thing is, still, when it was trying to go after me after that first run, it would stick its head up and as if going, "I'm here." Then it would be coming for you. But by the time I got that happened, I was mostly the way across. I'm going to buy it. I'm looking forward to it. So not too sure if I'm going to be bothered about an addition with the 5 extra days because I don't know if the rest of the guys who are going to be playing it are going to do the same. To be honest, because I know a few other folk that are looking interested in playing it, and I don't know if they'll get the 5 day head start. But I didn't I didn't hit everywhere in the starter area because I didn't want to. I wanted to get into the next zone and see how at least that progression went, see how easily it was to move on to the new zone, the second zone. But I didn't go into a third zone. Yeah, I think that's the one. You had the long beta. I didn't. I only had the soldier tree because that's the one I picked, and the what's the other one? It's one with mechanic skills in it to help with the vehicles. That tree, planetary tree. That tree, the only two trees I got access to, but I didn't really go hunt for any of the others because I didn't even go pay tax because I didn't know where the village was, and so yeah, you've been playing the beta for it for a while, whereas I haven't. I'm definitely getting it still. Um, I had a small house and it was saying I was overdue, but I wasn't. I was like, by the time it's going to become a real problem, the beta's going to be over. So I was like, I'm done. Um, so yeah, I was like, it's good. I didn't do the second trial until towards the end because I didn't realise it was I was literally parked near it because I wasn't reading icons. Way me. So I did that, but getting flower sand was slightly dubious, but it's like, yeah, server population is going to be the big thing. So, honestly, I'm buying it, but it's whether or not is it worth diving in the first week and having you, like me and my mates who want to join in, struggle to get onto the same server, or do we wait a week and allow the initial rush to go through? Kind of thing. Because I think that might be a better plan, to be honest, because we all remember how bad New World was on the first week for joining the servers, and the thing is, if Funcom's smart, they won't have that problem, but I've got a funny feeling they will have, maybe not as bad as New World, but they'll still have get on a server problem, because obviously we were all trying in New World to be on the same server, and that was the problem. The same, and we once human was easier, but still some of us ended up on the wrong servers. Yeah, I know they all want space. It's like it will. Yeah, the thing is, if I join, see, like if I jump on and start like playing out the starting area for the first 5 days while waiting on others to turn up, can they get on the same server as me? Would be the problem at that point. Kind of thing if they don't buy that edition. Is the other thing. Cause I think the first premium content stuff, I think it's only skins anyway, so it might not even be worth doing the 5 days extra, to be honest. I see you can. Do that. So I wasn't in a rush to get spice because the only thing I had that had spice in it was the food. So I didn't really need spice for anything at the point. I did see a spice bloom and went and harvested some of it because one of the guys was like, "What the fuck's that explosion?" I said, "I don't know. It was fucking big and purple." I had picked up food at random and tried to eat it, but it says that I wasn't in a state to eat it, so I don't know. So I didn't. The food was just in a box in my base because it's like you won't let me eat it. EMP will fuck the vehicle. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I left my vehicle out while I was inside one of the factory places getting complex machinery. And I left my bike outside. I didn't take the vehicle back up tool to pick it up basically. It is annoying slightly that you can't store something, anything if it's stuff in storage. You can't store the bike, and it's like so you're kind of hampered by your backpack at that point. But it's like if you're doing short runs, you're alright. Having friends playing along with you would be good, to be honest. Even if it's like get like tasking folk out. What do you mean nerf the knife? Because I found the knife wasn't. Knife didn't seem overly powerful if you were just swinging it at people, unless you were doing the breakthrough shield to kill them move, and sometimes that took 2 or 3 hits, depending on where it was, the map. They might have already tweaked the knife. That might have been the way I was using it, because I didn't mind, to be honest, that was one thing I didn't mind. The combat was changing from range to close range. Keeping myself alive was interesting. Yeah, I know you can stick on 10 shields because that, but it's getting close to a gunner well fast to do that, and I even tried to dash up to a heavy gunner, and try and kill him that way, and he nearly killed me. So he did. So yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to coming out and joining in with people. Because I plan to basically for each zone I'm going to 100% on my way up, because I'm not going to rush the story or anything like that. I am going to, unless I have to go to a main base for a quest to get like a research tree or something like that, I might do that. But I'm going to try and play out the whole zone and get all the intel from like the starter, and then move on to the first north map from there and do the same there. So every time I'm moving to a new zone, I'm going to be as peak as I can. So it's not so much the intel refreshes, I just want to know I've hit them all and go, like, cool, I've done all the zones, all the little spots in that map and tucked off somewhere else. Because I don't see, unless that, like, that green resource that I was having struggles with. The plastic fiber stuff. The spot for that. I don't mind that, to be honest. That's not going to be a big bother. It means I'm not waiting on intel. To be honest, I was waiting until a bit on that run on the weekend. But that green resource, because the zone above the starter zone was a PvP zone, I wasn't diving in there to get it, so I ran back to the starter zone to pick some of that up to make my heavy armor. My fiber heavy armor, I think it was. Yeah, the starter zone doesn't have any iron, but this next zone did. And I picked this nice spot that had a nice little run for iron, so I could just go round the mountain I was at. So the main outpost in the next zone, I was just a bit southeast of it. So, well, see that green zone. It is technically a ship, but it's a permanently crashed ship. So that was my first thing. I was like, what do you mean this is a PvP zone? And then there was a player sniping at me. It's like, I fucking ran back out. So I went back to the starter zone. I was like, I need that resource for my new armor. Go away, cat. So the thing is, one run on that ship on the starter zone gave me enough to do my next set of armor, so that cool. So if it means going back every so often, and if I get high enough if I push to get to an ornithopter, I'm not going to worry about that trip anymore. I wouldn't have mind trying out the buggy. I wouldn't have mind trying out the buggy, but obviously I didn't do that. Oh, it's warm today, the past days. Yeah. Because, yeah, because there is obviously, there is the blah 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 blah. See, I'm kind of distracted with talking about June just now. Pardon? Is that the only thing I'm debating is, do I really, really want a 5-day head start? Because like the advanced, I think it's more, because the deluxe edition gives you the season pass, and that would be the only thing I wouldn't mind having from the start, so I don't have to worry about it ever again. That would be ideal, to be honest. Which gives me a 5-day early start, but I don't have to use the early start. It just means I have it downloaded and waiting. And you're going straight for the top one. The digital art book and soundtrack might actually be quite decent. But the one thing I did notice, what was it was starting to happen quite quickly, was I was feeling that I was always aware of the worm noises, so I was always more or less aware that roughly where the fuck thing was. Well, the top one gives you swatches for the bikes. Sand bikes will make it look a bit cooler, so if you're in a group, you can go, that's mine. I did read about that. Still, there's a debate on whether or not it's true or not, because they say it's Steam data, but they don't know where potentially it came from, because it wasn't Steam and it wasn't the place that supposedly does the text messages for them. So they don't even know where the data fucking came from. So the fact it might be just bogus is there. So there was contradicting stories on it. Although some folk are saying still change your password, you should do it every so often anyway. Overall, but the one thing that everyone's saying, make sure you have Steam Guard on your phone, and I've got Steam Guard on my phone, so yeah, I'll be at least getting the deluxe edition when I pay for it, because having the season pass and not worrying about it is just ideal. Because it doesn't even say here how much the season pass is, and it's not even listed as something you can. Oh no, you can. It just says not applicable, so it's not even got a price yet, and it's four. It's going to be 4 DLCs overall. So yeah, I know you just want your PC back. I'm missing your random streams during my working week. But yeah. But I'll definitely be getting deluxe, because the Awakened Ultimate Edition, it's just more. The film still suit probably would look cool. Digital art book and soundtrack sound decent, to be honest, but do we have decent pictures? Zadicar Banter armor. That looks actually nice. And if you pre-order, you obviously get the terrarium for a little mouse. Yeah. So that, as I say, the only gripe I've got is knowing that PvP zone was going to be in that ship before I went charging towards it would have been good. That was that. To be honest, out of everything, that's the only kind of gripe I've got. Otherwise, it played well. Progression was decent. Water was a worry, but not at the same time, because there was, if there wasn't enough blood, there was the dew plants. Even if you can only harvest them at night, and if you don't have the dew harvester tool, you can only have one pip. Managing water was easy, even in heavy armor. So it was. So, and avoiding getting heat stroke was okay. Basically, the only I avoided that anyway, because as soon as it says you have to hug the shadows, it was like that. Because I had 4 before I finished. I had 4 medium blood banks on me. Every area I was going to was filling them up, and my 2 improved blood machines and the 1 standard, full of blood, full of water, and I had 5 storage tanks. So I did. So it was like the still suit was I didn't mind the still suit, but the lack of armor protection on it on the one I had was literally not there. So it was like, I need better armor. Because it was the second Imperial testing station that owned my ass because I didn't have armor. And even when I got the shield, because the shield doesn't stop absolutely everything that appears, I was chunking health like no tomorrow. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, why am I healing again? Was basically all I was thinking. So, but yeah, overall, does it? No, I didn't look at steel because I didn't have carbon. Or is that the unique armor then, or unique armors because the unique ones? I kind of like the fact you can get uniques and it's like a license, so you can obviously you can print it off, but then you're aware of it. That was someone's complaint, and I kind of agree with it. Is it would be nice once you've found a print like that, be it in a random location or bought it from a certain trader, that there was a note to see where you got it from in case you want to get that one back. If it comes live at that point, then yeah, as long as I've got enough resources and the ability to get the prints again or stockpile beforehand, it wouldn't bother me. As long as there's a way to um, sort it out once I've lost them. But yeah. I think it's going to be it's going to be the game to play for a wee while at least. But I'm certainly not going to rush it. One of the guys that will be probably playing it, that's if he definitely is going to play it. He has a habit of powering on in the game, then going back to do some of the side stuff. So I don't know if he'll do that this time round or not. But it's his playstyle. That's how he plays, that's how he plays. Yeah, the thing was, Steel, that first crossing with the sand when the sandworm got me. Guess what I was wearing? The few unique items I had found already. Like, fuck. The only saving grace for that first one is with that. This is the first time you've been caught like this, and it was the fact that we're going to be nice and at least give you your sand bike back. Nothing else, just your sand bike. So it was like, you know what? I can't absolutely fault you for going, here's your sand bike back because you've just literally probably poured all your resources in to make the fucker. Because like that water can you can make. And I know that now, so I do, because I seen a random video about it. They are also a bit. I didn't even note the location to be honest, but I also like on the bikes you can set up the permissions so that you can set the permissions up so folk can borrow your bikes, and also you can have a second seat on uh, your sand bike instead of a storage box, so you can go like in pairs and bomb about. So It's like, okay, cool. I know. I ended up changing my bike a few times. Um, cause of that. Hello, Reducer. I see you sneaking for coffee. Yeah, I think the dual thing's going to be good for, I don't know, for a ship run where one could be on the bike still waiting for the other guy doing the stuff in the ship, and if the worm's getting close, like get on and leg it, kind of thing. Obviously, there's other ways that can be utilized. But obviously, I don't know how many seats the buggy has. That could also be used for that. Oh, the buggy, if it with a gun, if it had a gun pit to protect, if it's a PvP zone for those ships, to protect while someone's in grabbing the loot, they jump in and drive off. That would be cool. Pure hit and run, let's go. Oh, a can of gun. So you see what I mean, Steel? If there's at least two using a buggy, you could do a fucking fair whack with it. Obviously, I presume the buggy can hold more than the, well, has more slots available to have a setup, so like storage and guns, kind of thing. Oh, Steel, do you know if guilds have a maximum number of people in them? That would be the only thing I didn't look into when I was playing. Because I had no reason, well, I kind of did have a reason to look, but I just did not look. Graded? Estimate is graded, I think. Okay. Not 100%. That's the only thing is, hopefully it's more than 10 people to be honest, so that would be not too bad. I do like the house as well. Could set up with permissions to who can wander in and out. Like you can set it to guild or you can set it to fuck off. between Harkonnens and fairies, who would you rather be? Like the way climbing works and all that reminded me of Conan Exiles a lot. Just improved, especially with the grapple. It was like, I can get part of the way up this, then climb the rest without running out of stamina. Yeah, that kind of, to be honest, that kind of happened in New World where the one of the factions would always be a bit top heavy and would dominate because there were just too many of them. There's only so much balance they could put it in, regardless of the two houses' name. The only way they could imbalance it a bit more was have more of the houses about a wee bit, I think. But I didn't see that kind of side of it too much.
never look at anyone the way that I look at you. There's not a soul in California.
The thing is, that weekend there would have given them hopefully a lot of data to see how folk are playing it and doing certain things. So yeah, I'll definitely be playing out each zone before moving on. Where not other folk want to push on, because it could be they need a resource from back or help getting a certain resource I've already got stockpiled. I'm like, I've got some of that shit here, come get it. Because leaving a base in the starter zone's a bit not really needed. The second zone in Iron maybe, because it's near the starter zone, so you can just bomb over if you need something from there. But it'll be probably more likely the steel zone. It's too warm for the paint. It's been a dick. A lot, so but yeah, I've got an idea for the design of my house. I was going to base it off 3x3, but with the amount of machines I ended up with, and there was still Steel Tier had like 4 new machines, they weren't going to all fit in the base I had already built, and it's like, well, the vehicle thing would have went in the garage I ended up with, so that's out of the way. Because I started off with a 3x3 pad, and I was going to drive the bike in one side and the other side so it was all sheltered. They ended up building it a 2x3 garage space for it without doors, because I couldn't find the double door in the menu initially until I really looked and I went, oh, it's fucking been there all the whole time. I was like, fuck her. So I'm thinking 5x4, 2 layers, downstairs being power and garage space, with a water system down there so you can get water as soon as you come in if by chance you're running low, so you're not running around. And then the second floor being storage and main building. And then next floor up, I'm going to do a lookout tower again because that was kind of good because it allowed me to spot my base quicker. So it did. I just randomly built it to see if I could, to be honest, and I'm like, that's actually a good idea, because it meant I could lock onto my house a bit quicker from a distance, especially because it was all close to an openish desert part, so it was like, charge that way. But yeah, third floor would be if Ornithopter is available floor, and if can enclose so it flies into a bay type thing, would be my next floor up. Unless I need more machines, then the Omniflopter floor will go up. 30 by 20. How fucking luxurious do you need your bases? Sorry. To be honest, that sounds a bit too big, but then again, I haven't had to build too much in it, so it might be needed. But that initial base, I think, is going to be the right size, 5x4 base, and then go from there. I have to open up the wet palette because that paint's playing up right from pot. Damn back? But to be honest, steel, that's an outbuilding. It's like, yes, this is the main base and that's just space. Literally, that will be a visit. Here's the main bit. This is where I live comfortably. All the normal machines, the hum's nice. Over there's where the stuff that'll get you high lives. I fell. That paint, the paint's been a bit funny. That metallic's been a bit funny. 6x6. Okay, so is there a roof doorage system you can make for the Ornithopter to fly into, a la Imperium style? I did make that in Imperium. Cool. As long as I can do that, I'll be happy. It can be offshooted to be its own special thing. So it can be. It's going to be in the top floor anyway, so it's going to be literally a floor to itself. Stairs was only that one ramp style stair. There wasn't like a. Unless it's something in one of the furniture sets. Didn't go through all the sets. Yes. Wait, palette so it doesn't go all clunky like that as fast. But too high entry for that. That's fine. If it needs a bigger space, it needs a bigger space. It's not like I can stop it having even more space. Okay, so that's going to change a few things of how big a floor is going to be, but yeah. That's a mild logistical problem when I'm dealing with it properly. It's how I envisioned things so far. I do wish I had built the buggy, but I hadn't pushed for carbon to get steel, so I hadn't really looked at that bit. Yeah, I kind of presuming that. I didn't try for your chest because it's hidden behind a gun. I'm disappointed, streamer bot. You didn't play my sound. Made a custom sound so I knew that ads were going to be coming soon. The ad is starting, so I'm going to stop and go to the toilet because I need to pee. Then I need to prod. Streamer bot. Ad is inbound. Can't turn that way easily. DC box in the way. The audio device isn't set anymore. Huh, that? Annoying. Okay. Ooh, ooh. That sucks. That's why. What did he say? Okay, that's not it. That should be gone. So my audio alert didn't go off because the audio channel it was set to decided to deset. No warnings, no nothing, but that means I need to ensure I check for that next startup. But I was playing about the audio the other day, so I wanted to set that up yesterday, to be honest. So what changed between yesterday and today? None. To do with audio. What audio? My computer just likes to go. Do you know what? You had even my output list decides sometimes. Do you know what? Do you know how you always find what you're looking for X amount of devices down? Oh, we randomly changed it just for the sake of it, and then it will change it back. Stop moving shit. So yeah, still we might have to get conquer heads together with the few other people who want to all play together. So we know and try and run together onto the same server. I don't think we need to kidnap them if they want to play, Theo, but you do you. I've just had a thought there, still. I wonder how quickly the worm will turn up if there was like 4 or 5 of you running across the desert at the same time at the same on the same line. Because come on, guys, run faster! It would be a case of will it turn up faster or not? Or who's going to be the backpack naked guy who just jumps off and goes, I'm the bait! Worm over here! Eat me! Okay. I'm gonna assume that. Cause I think that my first crossing point was you remember where the outpost building where you go for your first contracts and that on the starter zone? I tried to go from there straight north and I literally got the worm very quickly. So I did. But I think I crossed right at the. He just recently surfaced there, and I decided I'm just going to chance it. And he surfaced again and then chomped me. So it's like, yeah, I really mispicked my spot. I thought it was a good spot. I'm just going to refer that segment as Iron Zone. But that Iron Zone I was in, there was one point where I think the worm was having a hissy fit because it didn't get me. I crossed over from my base to another rock outcrop, and the thing just kept surfacing. Then it was doing a long run of its body. You could actually see a good chunk of its body. Then it was literally looking at my base, and then it would done it like 2 or 3 more times. Like, Worm, are you just having a hissy fit? You didn't get me. For the flower sand, I found I read about a nice spot to get the flower sand with that was close to the boundary, so you could walk out, start harvesting, and you were within basically. If you started running back towards the rocks and dashed, you were basically on rocks again. It was like, yeah, I like that zone, like that spot. Also, it did take me a Google to figure out what flower sand is because I didn't do the second trial right away. Like I should have. I'm like, what the fuck's flower sand and where the fuck do you find it? Because I need it for silicon. Yeah, I think once I know, once I'm doing a run proper and properly farming for shit, um, I'll have the gear for doing like that stuff better than what I had done during that run. You can lead the way, still. You know more than me. It would have been nice to have played in the closed beta, but my luck wasn't in for those keys apparently. Yeah, the only reason I got into the open beta was because I had to tune into the Funcom stream and wait for the code to appear on the screen and rapidly type it into the website to get it. I was like, thank God I got one, and I was like instantly downloaded. And away we go. Well, that other game, there's another game I'm kind of looking at getting because I played the first one, Revenge of the Savage Planet. It looks like it's going to fun, and it can be co-op this time. So he's been murdered. Maybe I should have done a surprise Monday stream because of that. In June. I never got the answer to that question. Yeah. Looks like it's not going to be possible. Not with some banky danky double diddly do. The June universe doesn't have teleport technology, does it? You also don't do laser weapons because lasers plus shields equals badness. I think it was the equivalent of an atomic bomb. I think, if I remember correctly. No, you are pointless. You're the one that was already pointless, so you actually no, actually your backpack might not done. Backpack is not done. Whee. When he goes wee. Detail brush plus not a lot of paint plus hot weather equals dry super quick on paint bristles, which is a bad thing. Awesome paint up toots. As long as the audio's better just now. Overall, music. Could be good. La 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 la. That spot, and those two spots. Yep. Let's start to get actual proper water. To drink. Why has it been a bit extra dry? Was that why? The year. Da, 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 da. And maybe the same thing I just. So it's Street what has distracted me. You are operating that thing. You have the same tabs. Ah. Oh, that'll be a street scene I've missed. Oh, pardon. Da 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 da. Rifle, shoulder pad, backpack. Yep. You don't have a shoulder pad because, yeah, that went missing at some point. Boom, 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 boom. Da 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 da. The bright light in my eyes are not mixing well tonight. I went to email first. I might not be streaming as long tonight because of that. My eyeballs are being a bit hanky tonight. Maybe break out the clip-on shades so I can see better. So my eyes don't get abused as much. Really need to start painting off stream because these guys are taking forever. Because I'm only touching them on stream just now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter too much for you on stream. I'm just turning down the light in front of me. Don't burn at my head. Chest plate is a bit out of the way. The user is visible. It wasn't really too late for some of them that light. I get myself a migraine. No, it's hiding in a dark corner time when it happens. Bum, 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 bum. Hello, Fablet. So that holder actually, this holder actually ended up pulling all the blue tack out of it to make it workable again. It was kind of solid. How many tail logos does Cadre have? Yes. That's all I'm going to say to that. Lipo.
It's just the way I can't keep you honest like you're coming clean. It's just the way you seem to be addicted to leaving me. It's just the way now that I can't sleep at night. Now that you're gone, it's just the way you don't know which direction I was coming from. It's just the way I can't seem to tell apart all of your fights or words. It's just the way
My Walter.
know that you're lonely. I know you'll only lie to silence. Lie to silence. Convince yourself you think you're better now. Try to pretend again. You know, I know, now you will put on a good
live? No, you're not. Yeah. My elbows are actually hurting. I don't know what them things. Which means I'm probably going to get a migraine kicking in shortly. Oh. So I'm going to do this. It's going to be a quick one tonight. Turn you that way. Ooh, doesn't want to. Trying to focus on my miniatures. My eyeballs are feeling like there's a bit of a irk every time I focus. So I'm just going to reduce away some. Away. But I'll be back on Friday with Volcanoids. Ugh. In category. I will go for safety. We'll go for studio. He works tonight, so yeah, it's definitely depending on if you only have one person raiding, he's blocking. But that's kind of common sense these days for a streamer like him. But I'll see you Friday at 7. But yeah, I can feel the starts in my mind kicking in just now, so I'm going to have to go whitelist in a minute. I've gone and fucked up my eyes today. I don't know how. It happens every so often. I'm going to have to hide in some shade for a while. But I shall see you on Friday.